And boys, it's been the biggest story in rugby league. Biggest story so far this year has been the Dylan Brown situation, signing the richest deal in rugby league history with the Newcastle Knights, 13 to 14 million over 10 years. Look, I'll say this straight off the top. I've said before, I do think it's a crazy deal. I do feel sorry for the current Knights administration. I mean, this has come about. Newcastle in the last 20 years has had a lot of instability. There's been a lot of bad decisions. Look at the Tinkler era. And it's got to the point now that to get a player like Dylan to Newcastle, we've got to offer him 10 years at that sort of money.
But what's crazy, the length or the money?
Look,
could you offer him 3 years at 1.3, 1.4?
Look, there's no doubt 1.3 is overs, fair bit overs.
Yeah.
But I could live with that if it was 3 years. 10 years.
Yeah.
Like 10 years, and I think there's clauses around 2034. It is a crazy deal. Like I said before, I don't blame it all on the current administration. They needed to sign a player, and it's just got to the point. It sort of breaks my heart, and a lot of the old boys are speaking to, that we have to offer that much to get players to Newcastle. Where back in the day, players would come for less.
But you've got a great junior base up there, have you not?
It's been, you know what? This is the strange thing, Hindy, too, is that we've got such a great junior nursery, but for whatever reason, we haven't been able to produce halves. Young Fletcher, really has been the one that has come along. Suddenly, has been a bit of a shining light. Yeah, Dylan Lucas has been very, very good.
But do you feel, Matty, that now that they've got Dylan Brown for the next 10 years, that is now the hook to get other players to come in?
Is that a big enough hook?
Well, you've got Kalen. Well, hopefully Kalen finishes. Then you've got Dylan Brown. So you've got another bit of artillery you can offer young back rowers or front rowers so you can play under this.
It takes up, Dylan and Kalen now take up, next year will take up basically about a quarter of the salary cap. So, they're going with that model, which the Storm did a few years ago, where you get 2 or 3 really great players and you build the whole side around them. But the thing about that Storm side, it was Cameron Smith, Billy Slater, and it was Cooper Cronk. And Cronk, they complemented each other because Cronk could steer the ship, and the others did what they did. This is going to be the thing with Newcastle, is Dylan Brown a great signing? He's a great signing. It's but it's the terms of the deal. And it's what Newcastle need. And they're going to look at, Dylan's going to come to the role on that sort of money as the chief playmaker. Yeah. And he has shown so far that he is not that type of player. He's an impact player, terrific player, can impact a contest, but he needs someone alongside him to control. So it's going to work out how we're going to have to do this.
Do you think, Matty, though, he could learn to become that player?
Hasn't he had...
Well, he has.
I know he's been behind a few players, but surely enough with the amount of experience he's had playing first grade that he can take. Look, last year he had how many games without Mitch Moses?
Yeah. So, Fletcher, in that lies the gamble.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But if he could develop into that play, but to understand a lot of people sometimes to get the feel, there is a big difference between playing 6 and 7, right? Particularly if you're a 6 who's primarily a runner, where 7s control the tempo of the game, they push the side around the park. Could he learn? He could, but it's a monumental shift. So we'll see what role, we'll see how they put all the pieces together, but it's a big gamble. And I'll tell you this, right? Dylan Brown is a fantastic kid. I really like him as a player, and it's a great deal, mate. Sets him up for life. Yeah. Sets his family and his future loved ones up for life.
That's the part of it. Could you say no to it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you can't say no to it.
Well, as an Eels legend, Nathan, how do you feel about it? So don't forget, he signed a 6-year deal with the Eels anyway.
But that's what worried me. He said he was going there for security. Yes, it's big money, it's a long-term deal, but he had quite a long term to go in his favour at the Eels anyway for probably not as much money, but it was getting higher.
Yeah, 1.1.
Yeah, so it's look, I've never. It hasn't bothered me that people go. People are going to sign new deals all the time. That's what happens in rugby league. So, as an Eels fan, if you don't want to play at the club, go somewhere else. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, if he wins a comp in the next 10 years, do you think he's earned his money? If Dylan
I think that's why he's gone there. Yeah. So
you'd say
that's why they've signed
that. Yeah, but Daly Cherry haven't signed 10 years.
Yeah.
And he
had won a comp, but it's been a success.
That
sounds funny, but it's what he's given that club.
But had won comps prior.
Yeah. I suppose to the big deal. If you look at a broad brush.
Also, too, he was up here in the position he was playing. He was one of the best when they signed him, if not the best when they signed him. So, where I think Dylan,
I'm backing him in.
I'm not backing him out. I'm not backing him out. But
that sounds like you are. Say for 10 years for a half. than a forward?
Oh, look, Nate, if Nathan Cleary, like if you're going to sign a 10-year deal, if you're looking to sign, a playmaker. Yeah. Like, you see with, JT, like with Jason Tamalolo, with the big guys in the middle, it just eventually takes its toll. I mean, the first 6 years with JT, it was like, mate, the club had a great deal, but unfortunately the body started to cave in. But that's the risk of 10-year deals.
We'd all sign it, wouldn't we?
My word, absolutely I would.
Like if Channel... What?
As I said, as I said before. And this
Channel
is...
what?
Yeah.
What? Binge.
Channel V.
Now, boys,